Have you ever experienced a strange feeling in your body that you just couldn't explain? Maybe it was a sudden discomfort, an unusual pain, or a sense that something just wasn't right. In moments like these, it's natural to wonder if it's something minor or if your body is trying to warn you about something much more serious. The reality is that there are certain symptoms that should never be ignored because they might be a sign that your body is running out of time. Medical professionals know that when these warning signs appear, they could indicate a life-threatening condition that may be developing right before your eyes. In this video, we are going to talk about 6 critical warning signs that doctors believe could mean the end is near. At first glance, these symptoms might seem small, even harmless. It's something you might brush off as just another passing issue. However, your body has a way of communicating with you, and sometimes these signals are its way of sending out an urgent plea for attention. Imagine feeling an overwhelming exhaustion that refuses to go away no matter how much you rest, or experiencing a sudden, sharp pain in your chest that takes your breath away. These are not just random occurrences. They could be your body's desperate attempt to alert you that something is seriously wrong. That's why it's crucial to stay with me until the very end of this video, because the information I'm about to share could truly be the difference between life and death. By recognizing these warning signs early and taking immediate action, you have the power to protect yourself before it's too late. Your health is your most valuable asset, and being informed is the first step toward ensuring that you can live a long, healthy life. So let's dive in and uncover these warning signs that could make all the difference. Number 1, unexplained extreme fatigue. Feeling tired after a long day is completely normal, but there's a big difference between that and experiencing a deep, unshakable exhaustion that doesn't seem to have any explanation. If you find yourself feeling completely drained, even after getting a full night's sleep, or if activities that used to be easy now feel almost impossible, your body may be sending you an urgent warning that something is seriously wrong. This isn't the kind of tiredness that goes away after a cup of coffee or a quick nap. Instead, it lingers, weighing you down and making even the simplest tasks feel like a struggle. Imagine you used to enjoy daily walks, but now, after just a few steps, you feel completely wiped out. Maybe something as routine as getting dressed, cooking a meal, or even having a conversation leaves you feeling like you've run a marathon. This isn't just a normal part of aging. It could mean that your body is struggling to keep up. When essential organs like the heart, kidneys, or lungs start to weaken, they may not function as they should, forcing your body to conserve energy. This can result in extreme fatigue, as your body directs all its remaining strength to just keeping you alive. Doctors often see this level of exhaustion in patients with serious conditions like heart disease, kidney failure, or advanced cancer. When the body is working overtime to fight an illness, it drains every last bit of energy, leaving you feeling overwhelmingly weak. This isn't just about being tired. It's a red flag that should never be ignored. One of the most important things to watch for is whether this fatigue comes on suddenly or gets worse over time. If you used to have good energy but now struggle to get through the day for no clear reason, it's a sign that something deeper is happening inside your body. So what should you do if you're experiencing this kind of exhaustion? Pay close attention to when it started, what makes it worse, and whether it's preventing you from doing things you once enjoyed. If you notice that your energy levels are steadily declining and fatigue is interfering with your daily life, don't wait. See a doctor as soon as possible. The earlier you take action, the better your chances of uncovering the cause and getting the help you need before it's too late. Your body is trying to tell you something. Make sure you're listening. Number 2, sudden and severe. Chest pain or pressure. One of the most serious and urgent feelings you should never ignore is a sudden, intense pain or pressure in your chest. It might feel like something heavy is pressing down on you, making it hard to breathe, or like a tight squeezing sensation that won't go away. If this kind of pain appears out of nowhere and starts spreading to your arm, neck, jaw, or even your back, it could be a warning sign that something life-threatening is about to happen. Medical professionals warn that chest pain like this often signals an impending heart attack, or, in some cases, an aortic dissection, a deadly condition where the body's largest artery begins to tear. Unfortunately, many people make the mistake of downplaying this pain. They assume it's just heartburn, indigestion, or a pulled muscle, and they convince themselves that it will pass. However, when a doctor hears about this kind of pain, they don't take chances. They know that acting fast can mean the difference between survival and tragedy. The most dangerous type of chest pain often feels like an invisible force is crushing your chest, making every breath feel like a struggle. It can come on gradually, starting as mild discomfort and worsening over time, or it may strike suddenly, like a powerful punch straight to your chest. No matter how it appears, one thing is certain. This is your body's way of sounding an alarm that something is seriously wrong. It's also important to understand that heart attacks don't always look the way they do in movies. There may not always be dramatic clutching of the chest or a sudden collapse. Sometimes the signs are much more subtle. Maybe a mild pain or discomfort in the chest, a strange pressure in the upper body, or other symptoms like nausea, dizziness, or cold sweats. Because of this, many people dismiss these warning signs until it's too late. And if the pain is sharp, feels like a tearing sensation, or spreads quickly through the chest and back, it could be an even more serious emergency. This may be a sign that the aorta, the body's largest artery, is tearing apart, which can cause fatal internal bleeding if not treated immediately. This is one of the deadliest medical emergencies, and only rapid medical intervention can save a person's life. So, what should you do if you ever experience sudden, severe chest pain? The most important thing is not to wait. Don't assume it will go away. Don't try to lie down and rest, and don't convince yourself that it's just stress or anxiety. Instead, seek medical help immediately. Call emergency services as soon as possible, because the faster you get medical attention, the higher your chances of survival. Time is critical in these situations, and taking quick action could save your life. If you've made it this far and are finding this information helpful, let me know by commenting number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our important videos. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content that informs, educates, and empowers you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, difficulty breathing or shortness of breath. Picture this. You're simply sitting down, not exercising, not overexerting yourself in any way. And suddenly, it feels like you just can't get enough air. No matter how deeply you breathe, it's as if the oxygen around you isn't enough to fill your lungs. You start feeling uneasy, your heart beats faster, and panic slowly creeps in. This isn't just a passing discomfort. It's a serious warning from your body that something might be dangerously wrong. Doctors emphasize that when someone experiences unexplained shortness of breath, especially if it comes on suddenly or worsens over time. It often means that a major organ, like the heart or lungs, is in distress. This can be a warning sign of a serious condition, such as heart failure, a blood clot blocking the lungs, or even a silent heart attack that doesn't cause the usual crushing chest pain. Unfortunately, many people ignore this symptom, assuming that difficulty breathing is just a normal part of aging or feeling out of shape. However, when shortness of breath appears without a clear reason, it's something that should never be overlooked. One of the most dangerous reasons for sudden breathlessness is a pulmonary embolism, a condition where a blood clot, often from the legs, breaks free and travels to the lungs. This can happen to anyone, especially if they've been sitting for long periods, recovering from surgery, or dealing with certain medical conditions. What makes it even scarier is that it often starts subtly. At first, you may just feel a little tightness in your chest or notice that breathing feels slightly harder than usual. But in a matter of moments, that discomfort can escalate into a terrifying sensation of suffocation, leaving you gasping for air. If left untreated, a pulmonary embolism can quickly become fatal. Another cause of unexplained shortness of breath is congestive heart failure, a condition where the heart becomes too weak to pump blood efficiently. When this happens, fluid begins to build up in the lungs, making it increasingly difficult to breathe, especially when lying down. Many people with this condition even wake up in the middle of the night, gasping for air, struggling to catch their breath as their lungs fill with fluid. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a sign that the heart is struggling to do its job, and immediate medical attention is crucial. And then there's something even more deceptive: a silent heart attack. Unlike the dramatic heart attacks you see in movies, this kind doesn't always cause sudden, intense chest pain. Instead, it might show up as extreme breathlessness, nausea, dizziness, cold sweats, or overwhelming fatigue. Many people assume they're just coming down with a virus or feeling unusually exhausted, not realizing that their heart is in serious distress. By the time they seek medical attention, the damage has already been done. So, what should you do if you ever experience sudden or unexplained difficulty breathing? First and foremost, don't ignore it. Sit down, try to stay calm, and seek medical help immediately. Whether it's a blood clot, heart failure, or an issue with your lungs, the sooner you get help, the greater your chances of survival. Every second matters in these situations, and taking quick action could make all the difference. Now that we've covered the dangers of shortness of breath, let's move on to another warning sign that many people overlook: sudden, unexplained weight loss. Number 4, drastic and unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without even trying might seem like a pleasant surprise at first, until you realize that it could be a warning sign that something isn't right. If the pounds are coming off, yet you haven't changed your diet, exercise routine, or daily habits, your body might be sending you an urgent signal that a hidden health issue is at play. This kind of sudden and unexplained weight loss isn't just a minor change. It can be a red flag for serious medical conditions that require immediate attention. Doctors caution that when someone experiences rapid weight loss without an obvious reason, especially as they grow older, it's often linked to underlying diseases. One of the most concerning causes is cancer. Certain types, particularly those affecting the pancreas, lungs, or digestive system, can trigger dramatic weight loss before any other symptoms appear. This happens because cancer alters how the body processes energy, causing it to burn through calories at a much faster rate than normal. Many people don't even notice what's happening at first. They might simply assume they've lost their appetite or that stress is making them eat less. But in reality, their body is fighting a much bigger battle. However, cancer isn't the only possible cause. A rapid drop in weight can also indicate severe metabolic disorders, undiagnosed diabetes, or even heart failure. When the body isn't properly absorbing nutrients, it begins to break down muscle and fat, leading to a noticeable decrease in weight. Over time, this can cause a person to feel weaker, more fatigued, and overall frail, far from the healthy weight loss that comes from diet and exercise. Some people may notice their clothes fitting more loosely, their belt needing an extra notch, or friends and family frequently commenting on how much thinner they look. But if no effort has been made to lose weight, these signs should not be ignored. Another hidden factor that many overlook is the role of chronic inflammation and infections. The immune system burns a tremendous amount of energy when it's constantly fighting off an illness, and as a result, weight can begin to drop without any clear reason. Conditions such as tuberculosis, chronic infections, and autoimmune diseases can slowly deplete the body's energy reserves, leading to gradual but steady weight loss. Because these illnesses don't always come with obvious symptoms right away, many people go months without realizing that their body is under attack. So, what should you do if you suddenly start losing weight without trying? The general rule of thumb is that if you've lost more than 5% of your body weight within a short period without dieting or increasing physical activity, it's time to take action. Don't dismiss it as a natural part of aging or assume it's just temporary. Schedule a checkup with your doctor, ask for blood tests, and insist on finding the underlying cause. The sooner the problem is identified, the better the chances of addressing it before it turns into something more serious. If you're still here and finding this information valuable, comment number 4 below to let me know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you never miss an important update. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful content that keeps you informed and prepared. Now let's move forward to the next critical sign that your body might be trying to warn you about. Number 5, confusion, disorientation, or sudden personality changes. There's something deeply unsettling about feeling like your own mind is slipping away. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly struggling to remember simple things, feeling lost in familiar places, or having trouble following conversations that once felt effortless. Now, imagine seeing this happen to someone you love, watching them become confused, distant, or even acting like a completely different person overnight. These aren't just harmless lapses in memory or minor personality shifts. When confusion, disorientation, or sudden changes in behavior appear out of nowhere, it's often a red flag that something serious is happening inside the brain. Doctors emphasize that a rapid mental decline, especially when it happens suddenly, can indicate severe underlying medical conditions. One of the most alarming possibilities is a stroke. A stroke can cause someone to suddenly become confused, slur their words, or even struggle to recognize people they've known for years. In some cases, they may seem off for just a short while, maybe minutes or hours, before appearing normal again. This can be an early warning sign of a transient ischemic attack, TIA, commonly known as a mini stroke. While TIAs don't always cause permanent damage, they serve as a critical warning that a full-blown stroke could be imminent. Ignoring these signs can be a fatal mistake, but strokes aren't the only danger. Sometimes a sudden change in mental state can be triggered by severe infection. This is especially true for older adults, where infections like urinary tract infections or pneumonia can spread rapidly and cause delirium. A person who was completely fine one day might suddenly seem distant, easily agitated, or unable to hold a normal conversation the next. Many people assume this is just a part of getting older. But the truth is that infections can have a profound impact on the brain. If left untreated, they can escalate into life-threatening conditions. Another silent culprit behind a sudden mental decline is Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. While these conditions usually develop slowly over time, there are cases where the decline appears shockingly fast. Someone might suddenly lose track of time, forget conversations that happened just minutes ago, or struggle to complete tasks they once did without thinking. They might seem lost in their own home, misplace important items into strange places, or repeat the same questions over and over. While forgetfulness is common with aging, a sharp and sudden change in memory or awareness is not normal. It's a sign that something is very wrong. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that sudden confusion is just a natural part of aging. It's not. When the brain starts malfunctioning suddenly, it's often because of an underlying medical condition that needs immediate attention. Whether it's a stroke cutting off blood flow to the brain, an infection causing dangerous inflammation, or a progressive neurological disease silently taking hold, these issues should never be ignored. So what should you do if you or someone you know starts showing signs of confusion, sudden personality changes, or an inability to think clearly? The most important thing is to act fast. Seek medical attention immediately. If it's a stroke, time is of the essence. Getting treatment quickly can mean the difference between recovery and permanent damage. If it's an infection, early intervention can stop it from spreading and affecting the brain further. No matter the cause, these symptoms should never be dismissed as just getting older. The sooner the issue is identified, the better the chances of preventing something much worse. If you're still watching this video and find this information valuable, leave a comment saying number 5 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Your support helps us continue creating content that keeps you informed and aware of the warning signs that could save your life. Now let's move on to the fin number 6, severe and persistent abdominal pain. A simple stomachache might not seem like something to worry about, but when the pain is intense, sharp, or refuses to go away, it could be a warning sign of something far more serious than just an upset stomach. Many people dismiss stomach pain, thinking it's just indigestion, gas, or something they ate. But doctors warn that when the pain is severe, comes on suddenly, or lingers for hours, it could mean that something inside the body is going terribly wrong. Ignoring it could be a fatal mistake. One of the most dangerous conditions linked to severe abdominal pain is a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm. This happens when a weakened section of the aorta, the body's largest artery, suddenly bursts. When this occurs, internal bleeding can start immediately. And if emergency medical care isn't received in time, it can turn deadly within minutes. People who experience this often describe the pain as deep, constant, and sometimes even pulsating with every heartbeat. It might not just stay in the stomach, it can also radiate to the lower back or sides, making it easy to mistake for a different issue. But this is one of those conditions where waiting to see if it gets better on its own is not an option. If you ever feel a deep, unrelenting pain in your abdomen that doesn't go away, seeking emergency care could be the only thing that saves your life. Another serious cause of unbearable stomach pain is an intestinal blockage or a sudden loss of blood flow to the intestines, a condition known as intestinal ischemia. This can happen due to a twisted bowel, a dangerous blood clot, or even undiagnosed cancer that has reached an advanced stage. If you feel like your stomach is swollen, hard, or tender to the touch, especially if you haven't had normal bowel movements for some time, your body could be sending you a clear warning sign that something is terribly wrong. The intestines need proper blood flow to function, and if they are deprived of it, the tissue can start to die, leading to life-threatening complications. Then there's pancreatitis, a painful inflammation of the pancreas. This condition can strike suddenly, causing a sharp, burning pain in the upper part of the abdomen that often spreads to the back. Some people find that the pain worsens after eating, making even a small meal unbearable. While it might start as a dull discomfort, it can quickly escalate into a serious medical emergency, leading to complications like organ failure if left untreated. Many people also experience sharp, stabbing pain under the ribs due to gallbladder attacks. This is often triggered by eating fatty foods, leading to inflammation or a blockage caused by gallstones. The pain can be so intense that some mistake it for severe acid reflux or even a heart attack. But when the gallbladder becomes inflamed or infected, it can turn life-threatening if medical care is delayed. So, what should you do if you suddenly experience a deep, excruciating, or unexplained pain in your abdomen? Don't wait and hope it will go away. If the pain is persistent and severe, especially if it's accompanied by fever, vomiting, dizziness, or sudden weakness, get medical attention immediately. Some of these conditions require urgent surgery, and delaying care could mean the difference between life and death. If you're still watching this video and find this information helpful, let me know by commenting number 6 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable insights that could one day save your life. Now let's move on to the next critical warning sign, one that many people overlook until it's too late. Final thoughts. If you've made it to this point, you now have a deeper understanding of how your body sends out warning signals long before a serious health crisis happens. The human body is incredibly intelligent. It doesn't just break down without warning. It gives us clues, small signs that something isn't right, and it's up to us to recognize them. The most important thing is paying attention and taking action when something feels off. Ignoring these signs or hoping they'll disappear on their own can be a dangerous mistake, one that could cost you or someone you love dearly. Throughout this discussion, we've explored 6 critical symptoms that should never be ignored. Whether it's sudden chest pain, unexplained weight loss, persistent shortness of breath, confusion, or severe abdominal pain, each of these signs could be an early indication that something serious is happening inside your body. These aren't just minor discomforts or temporary inconveniences. They are your body's way of signaling that it needs help. When something doesn't feel right, it's essential to listen. Far too often, people brush off their symptoms, convincing themselves that it's just stress, aging, or something that will pass. But the truth is, waiting too long can turn a treatable issue into a life-threatening emergency. One of the biggest challenges we face as we grow older is accepting that our health can change in an instant. We often think we have more time, but the reality is that a single moment of inaction can make all the difference. The good news, however, is that knowledge is power. Now that you're aware of these warning signs, you have the ability to protect yourself and your loved ones. Being informed doesn't mean living in fear. It means staying aware and making smart choices when it comes to your health. You don't have to be paranoid, but you do have to be proactive. The sooner you recognize a problem, the better your chances of stopping it before it becomes life-threatening. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever experienced one of these warning signs? What actions did you take? Your story might help someone else recognize a symptom they've been ignoring. By sharing your experiences in the comments, you could make a real difference in someone's life. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. We truly appreciate your support and engagement. Before you go, take a moment to comment below. Let us know one thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to use this knowledge in your life. Your insights matter to us, and we read every comment. Knowing that our content is helping people makes all the effort worthwhile. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content that informs, inspires, and empowers people to take charge of their health. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay safe, stay informed, and always listen to what your body is trying to tell you.